Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome back to our college football March Madness series. Back again, this time for the round of 32. Gonna try to get through the entire round of 32. So in the next video, you guys can see the Sweet 16 and possibly the Elite Eight. I'm not sure how that's gonna work yet. But I do know we will be watching the final four games in its entirety. But for today, starting off on this side, number 1 Alabama versus 8 Fresno State. Should be an interesting game. But looking through all these games, I can tell you which one I'm most excited for. It's this Clemson-Oregon game. This should be a very exciting game. Winner plays the winner of Nevada and Georgia. This whole side of the bracket with Ohio State, Georgia, Clemson, Oregon, Utah should be very exciting. Let me know down in the comments who you guys are rooting for and who you believe will win this bracket. For me personally, I'm rooting for Michigan State. I think an Alabama or Georgia will probably win. For the overalls, Alabama outmatches Fresno State for sure here, but as we've seen before, doesn't exactly matter, as we've seen some upsets already happen. This first game will be played at M&T Bank. Remember, this is where home field advantage isn't as big now. So let's see how this works out for these two teams. Who will be moving on to be the first team in the Sweet 16? Will it be the top seed Alabama Crimson Tide, or will it be the 8th seeded Fresno State Bulldogs? Remember, last round, Fresno State is coming off of that grueling triple overtime game versus Wisconsin. Alabama will start with the ball here. Let's see how this game pans out. Alabama strikes first, going up 7-0, but a quick score from Fresno to respond. We're tied up at 7-7, Fresno State ball to start the second quarter. Fresno State takes a 10-7 lead over the Crimson Tide. And at the half, 10-7, Fresno State leads Alabama. Alabama cannot score versus Fresno State. Fresno State gets another field goal, making it 13-7. But before the end of that quarter, Alabama puts up a touchdown, 14-13, Fresno State ball to start this fourth quarter. Alabama goes down, scores a touchdown with Tennyson, going up 21-13. Alabama gets another score, extending their lead out to 28-13. Fresno State needs a touchdown here. Fresno gets a touchdown, misses the 2-point, can't get the onside kick. This game looks all but over as Alabama finishes it out 28-19. They will move on and be our first team in the Sweet 16. Our next game is an interesting one. It will be the 4th-seeded Oklahoma Sooners taking on the 12th-seeded Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. Western Kentucky is an interesting one because they were one of our first 4 teams, knocking off ACC school Louisville to get in, and then beating 5th-seeded Wake Forest, getting the upset and moving on here to play the Sooners. But can Oklahoma avoid upset here? The final game at M&T Bank Stadium, Western Kentucky, the 12 seed, taking on the 4-seeded Oklahoma Sooners, who will move on to play Alabama. Western Kentucky with a quick 3. Oklahoma scores 7 to go up 7-3. Start of the second quarter. It's Western Kentucky ball. A lot happened there. Western Kentucky got a field goal to make it 7-6. Then another field goal to make it 9-7. However, Western Kentucky got the ball back, got a safety, and now it is 9-9 at the half. Touchdown for Western Kentucky, their first of the day. Oklahoma responds, tied at 16. Western Kentucky scores another touchdown, going up 21-16. Start of the fourth. Can the Sooners avoid upset once more? Western Kentucky going up 2 touchdowns here. Middle of the fourth, 30-16 they lead. A much needed touchdown for Oklahoma, 30-23. Big drive here. Sooners need to stop. Western Kentucky scores a field goal late, just 46 seconds left. Oklahoma has no timeouts. It looks like the Hilltoppers may be moving on to play the Crimson Tide. Quick score from Oklahoma, making it 33-30. Western Kentucky gets the ball, and that's the game. 33-30. Western Kentucky with another win over a Power 5 school, and will move on to the Sweet 16. Yet another upset for the Hilltoppers, as they are, as of right now, I guess, our Cinderella team, as they have now beat Louisville, Wake Forest, and Oklahoma to come into the Sweet 16, now set up with a huge matchup versus Alabama. That one, I'm not so sure if they can get past, but you never know. This next game going to be 6th-seeded San Diego State Aztecs versus a possible another Cinderella 14 seed Tulsa, who will move on to play in the Sweet 16. Now this is the first of 2 games being played here in Hawaii. 6th seed San Diego State versus the 14 seeded Tulsa Golden Hurricanes, who will move on to take the next spot in the Sweet 16. Tulsa goes up early 7-0. San Diego State responds, tying it at 7-7. Make it 10-7 in favor of the Aztecs going into the second quarter. Tulsa now goes up 14-10, making it 21-10 and 21-17 at the half. San Diego State will start with the ball down 4. Tulsa going up 24-17, 24-24 going into the fourth quarter. We are set up for a very good finish here in Hawaii. Tulsa gets 3, 27-24 lead. San Diego State fumbles the ball. Tulsa recovers. Big chance for them to extend their lead. Another field goal for Tulsa, making it 30-24. San Diego State needs a stop here to get the ball back late. They get the stop. We're going to hop back in here. Down 6. Can they escape upset? In the sim play, they got a 30-yard pass. So a good start for San Diego State on this drive. 1:20, the clock is moving. Back to pass. Misses his man across the middle. It's going to be 2nd and 10 with 1:16 left. Brookshire in the shotgun now with a running back to his right. Back to pass. Tulsa sends 3. He has a man over the middle. Gets ahead for 6. It's going to be 3rd and 4. In the shotgun again. Running back to his right. 2 receivers to his left. Back to pass. The running back just runs out of bounds. He has a man across the middle. Off of his hands, dropped, as that probably would have been a first down. 4th and 4. This is the game. Can San Diego State extend their drive? And they're going to run it up the middle. Not a smart play. And that's going to do it for us here. Interesting play call. As Tulsa, the 14 seed, will move on to play in the Sweet 16. So 2 out of 3 games today end in upset, with 12 seeded Western Kentucky moving on, and now 14 seed Tulsa moving forward to the Sweet 16. Can we see another one as we have 2nd seeded Ole Miss Rebels taking on the 10 seed Arizona State Sun Devils? And again, I know the seeds are based off of what happened in real life. This game is just how they have them rated. I can't control anything with that. So technically the 10 seed is better here. But again, we know the overalls don't matter all the time. You never know what's going to happen. Let's see who will move on to take on Tulsa in the Sweet 16. And now our final game here in Hawaii. Ole Miss taking on Arizona State. 2 star quarterbacks going at it. Arizona State with a quick score going up 7-0. Arizona State now up 10-0 going into the second quarter. Ole Miss finally gets on the board with a touchdown. Arizona State responds with a field goal. 13-7 at the half. Arizona State leads. Ole Miss will start with the ball. Ole Miss puts up a touchdown, takes their first lead of the game. 14-13 going into the fourth. Ole Miss scores a touchdown right away in the fourth. 21-13 they lead over the Sun Devils. And Ole Miss's offense is getting going here late. 28-13 as they score another touchdown. And that one will probably do it. 35-13. Ole Miss is running away with it late. Touchdown there from Arizona State. Don't think it's going to do a whole lot with just a minute left, as Ole Miss will finish that game out and will move on to play Tulsa as they win 35-19. Our next couple games are going to take place at Mile High Stadium in Colorado, starting off with the number 1 seed Georgia Bulldogs taking on the 9th seeded Nevada Wolfpack. I'm going to put my money on Georgia and their defense, but you never know. Can Carson Strong and his team pull off the upset? Georgia with a quick 3. Nevada goes up 7-3 going into the second quarter. Georgia has the football now, threatening. Georgia puts up a touchdown and another 24-7 lead for Georgia. 24-7 at the half. The Bulldogs lead. This one isn't looking good for the Wolfpack. Nevada goes and puts up a score, cutting the lead to 10. And another touchdown, cutting the lead to 3. Huge fourth quarter here. Can the Bulldogs escape an upset? Georgia is driving, and it is fumbled. Nevada recovers on their own 19. Nevada goes down, kicks a 48-yard field goal, and it is missed. They need to get a stop here to get the ball back. And they get the stop they needed with just 59 seconds left. No timeouts on their own 32. Can they go down and get a field goal to send this to overtime, or possibly a touchdown to win it here late? The simulated play was a 9-yard pass. Carson Strong now in the shotgun. 3 receivers to his left. Back to pass. Breaks a sack. Throws it across the middle and it's picked off. And Georgia will move on with the late interception. 24-21. Keely Ringo gets the huge interception to finish this game. Not much to say about that last one. Nevada fought back after being down 24-7 at the half. Brought it within 3. They missed a field goal to tie it. Chance with the ball late. Interception. And Georgia will move on and escape upset. Moving on to the Sweet 16. Winner of this game now, which I labeled as game of the day, will move on to play the number 1 Georgia Bulldogs. Will it be the 5th seeded Clemson Tigers or the 4th seeded Oregon Ducks? And now our final game here at Mile High in Denver, Colorado. The Ducks versus the Tigers. This should be an amazing game. Clemson strikes first, going up 7-0. At the end of one, 7-0 in favor of the Tigers. Oregon responds here in the second, going up, tying it 7-7. And then a late touchdown for the Ducks, going up 14-7 at the half. Oregon driving late inside the 4. Can they put up more points here and extend their lead versus the Tigers? And they get in the end zone 21-7 in favor of the Ducks. Clemson turns the ball over. Clemson gets a fumble recovery with good field position, and they get in the end zone. 21-14. Oregon starting with good field position after a bad punt from Clemson, going up 28-14. Clemson needs a quick score here. They can't get it. Turn the ball over. And with just 53 seconds left, I don't think Clemson has enough time as they turn it over again. Oregon will move on 28-14, and they will play the Georgia Bulldogs in the Sweet 16. Just 2 more games remain in this side of the bracket, as this next one will be the 3-seeded Utah Utes taking on the 11-seed Miami Hurricanes. This game should be a good one, as both these teams are very good overall. Who will move on to take another spot in the Sweet 16? These next 2 games taking place in El Paso, Texas at the Sun Bowl. And starting off with a very interesting matchup between the Hurricanes and the Utes. Miami will start with the ball. Forced to punt early. However, they get on the board first, 7-0. Make it 7-3 as Utah gets a field goal late in the first. And Utah scores a touchdown, and then a Miami field goal tying it at 10 apiece. Utah scores a touchdown going up 17-10, but late before the end of the second quarter, Miami scores a touchdown tying this game up at 17 apiece. 24-17 Utah, 27-17, 27-24, and then a late touchdown from Covey, 34-24 going into the fourth quarter. Miami gets a big touchdown, making it 34-31. They can really use a stop here to get the ball back. Getting into this game, just 2 minutes left. Miami football. Sim play was a 10-yard pass. Starting backed up deep in their own territory. Back to pass. And it's going to be a screen pass. He's going to get forward for around 9. 2nd and inches with a minute 45 left in this game. Back to pass. Hits a man over the middle, and it is dropped off of his hands. 3rd and inches. They need this first down to extend their drive. Back to pass. Across the middle, he has a man short. Gets ahead for some more. That's Keyshawn Smith ahead for 10. They're going to hurry it up and try to preserve this clock and their timeouts. A minute 36 remain. Back to pass is Van Dyke. Under pressure, looking deep. And thrown away, essentially. 2nd and 10. In the shotgun again. Fakes the give. Looking across the middle, he's got a man. That's Charleston Rambo ahead for 11. Miami is moving this ball. A minute 20 remain. 5 wide here for Van Dyke. Back to pass. Throws it short. He has a man. Gets that for the first and some more. And stays in bounds, however, for George. Clock is moving. Nearing field goal range for the Hurricanes. 5 wide once more for Van Dyke. Looking deep. He's got a man. Touchdown, Miami. Xavier Restrepo. Touchdown. Van Dyke's having himself a game, and Miami takes the lead late. 37-34. The extra point for Miami is good. 4-point lead for the Hurricanes, as the Utes have to go down in 57 seconds and get a score. Starting off at their own 25. Cameron Rising in the shotgun. Back to pass. He's got a man across the middle. Gets ahead for around 15. And Utah uses their first timeout. That's Covey. Back to pass. Rising. Gonna tuck it and run. And taken down after only a yard. Have to hurry up now. Don't want to use this last timeout. At 35 seconds remaining. Back to pass. Rising. Looking deep. He's got a man. That's Covey. Gets the first. 28 yards for Britton Covey. They're going to hurry it up now. Covey with 187 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns on the day. They're motioning over at tight end. This is wasting some time. 22 seconds left. 20 seconds. What is happening? Back to pass is Rising. Looking across the middle. He's got a man. First down. Got to hurry up again. 15 seconds left. They still have one more timeout. Can't let too much clock run off here, though. Rising back to pass. Hits a man across the middle. And they got to use this timeout. They're not going to. Getting under center. 2 seconds. 1 second. Snaps it. And 1 second remains. This will be the final play of the game. Rising in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his left. A running back, a wide receiver to his right. Motioning over the tight end to the left. Back to pass. It's a give to the running back. Gets inside, stiff arming, and he's short. Ty Jordan is short. Utah falls barely short of the end zone. Miami completes the upset narrowly. 38-34 Hurricanes. Our next one and our final game at the Sun Bowl in this left side of the bracket. The 2-seeded Ohio State Buckeyes taking on the 10th seed SMU Mustangs. A thing to note about this game, SMU technically the home team with the game being in Texas. However, Buckeyes are a very good team who will move on to play the 11th seed Miami Hurricanes. SMU starts off up 3-0. Buckeyes with a touchdown going up 7-3. However, looking to score again here to start the second quarter. They do 14-3 Buckeyes. Ohio State in the end zone again, 21-3. SMU responds with a touchdown, 21-10. Buckeyes score again, 28-10 at the half. Ohio State will start with the ball. A quick score from SMU, responded by another one from Ohio State. 35-20 going into the fourth. SMU needs some scores and some stops to stay in this game. And SMU gets a big touchdown with 5 minutes remaining. They need to get a stop here to have a chance to tie this game up late. They get the stop, they will get the ball back. And with just a minute 35 left, SMU gets in the end zone, tying this game up at 35 apiece. Ohio State with the ball. Can they escape the upset? Here we go. Stroud in the pistol. 3 receivers to his left. Starting off at his own 25. Back to pass. And he is sacked. Both teams with all 3 timeouts, something to note. Gonna hurry it up here is Ohio State. Clock is running, a minute 20 left. Back to pass is Stroud. A quick one across the middle. Jackson Smith and Jigba ahead for a few. And it's going to be 3rd and 8 and a massive third down here for the Buckeyes. In the pistol. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. And it's going to be a straight give to Henderson. Henderson's going to get close and they give him the first down. That looked like a very generous spot to me. but the Buckeyes will get the first in minute 3 remaining. They have a very reliable kicker as well in Noah Ruggles. They need to get into field goal range to have a chance to win this game. Back to pass to Stroud. Good protection. Throwing it across the left side, and it's picked off. SMU with the football and good field position. Can they complete this upset? 5 wide for the Oklahoma transfer Tanner Mordecai. Back to pass. Under pressure, throws it across the right. What a catch. No, they call him out of bounds. 2nd and 10 for SMU. Mordecai in the shotgun, 3 receivers to his left. Back to pass. A corner blitz from Ohio State, but he's got a man across the middle. First down, SMU. Hurrying it up. Under 40 now. Back to pass. Another corner blitz from Ohio State. He tucks it, and he's going to be sacked. 2nd and 15. Clock is just ticking. 19 seconds left. They are not snapping this ball, letting so much clock come off. Under 10 seconds left. This looks like it's going to be the last play for some reason. If they even snap it, they do. Back to pass, corner blitz, he's just going to tuck it. And we're going to overtime. Very bad time management by SMU there. In the pistol set is Stroud. An option, Stroud. He doesn't pitch it to Henderson. He's taken down for a 3-yard loss. Stroud hands it to Henderson. Gets to the outside. He's got a lot of space and gets forward for the first and a little more. Travion Henderson, what a run. It's going to be another give to Henderson. He's got more space. He's got the edge. Touchdown, Ohio State. 41-35 lead. Extra point to make it a 7-point lead is good. SMU now with the ball. Mordecai in the shotgun. Back to pass. Pressure, and it's a screen to the wide receiver. Gets ahead for 3. Looked like a dangerous pass to me there. Mordecai back to pass. Looking for the end zone. Not quite, but he gets the first down. 1st and goal. What a throw from Tanner Mordecai. From the 1. Can they pound this in and try to tie this game up here? Pistol set for Mordecai. It's going to be a give to the running back, and he's going to be stuffed. Spreading him out now. Will it be another give to the running back? It is. He's got a wide open hole, and he's in for the touchdown. Extra point to tie this game up and send it to double overtime. It's up. It's good. And we will go to double overtime. SMU will start with the ball. 2 receivers to either side of Mordecai. Back to pass. It's going to be a screen to the halfback. Breaks the tackle. He's going to get ahead for 9. Mordecai hands it off to the back. Big stiff arm. Gets ahead for the first and more. Inside the 10. 1st and goal for the Mustangs. Straight give to the back. Another big stiff arm and stopped after around a 3-yard gain. 5 wide for the Mustangs. Mordecai back to pass. Looking for the end zone, and it's picked off! Buckeyes looking to return this. And he won't be able to, but now Ohio State can win it with a field goal. Surprising that SMU was running it so well. And they decided to go 5 wide. What can Ohio State do? Stroud back to pass. Throwing it away. 2nd and 10. Stroud in the pistol, 2 receivers to his left. Back to pass again. SMU sending pressure, and he's going to be sacked. 3rd and 15 for the Buckeyes. Will they pass it here and try to get the first, or will they run it and set up for the field goal? Stroud back to pass, looking across. Throws it away again. And will we see the field goal team? We do. Noah Ruggles on the field. Can Ohio State hit this to win the game and escape the upset? The kick is up. The kick is good. Ohio State wins it in double overtime. And we'll move on to play the Miami Hurricanes. Mistakes from SMU. They probably could have won that game in regulation. Poor management on the clock. And Ohio State gets the late interception. And then the field goal to win it in overtime. What a finish there from El Paso, Texas. Buckeyes move on. And now on to the other side of the bracket. Speaking of Cinderella stories from earlier, Kent State upsetting number 1 seed Michigan. They are the only 16 seed to move on, taking on 9 seed Mississippi State Bulldogs. Can Kent State move on to the Sweet 16, or will they be stopped in their tracks by Mississippi State here? Next games being played here at Ford Field. Kent State, the 16 seed, playing the 9 seed Mississippi State Bulldogs. Really unfortunate for Michigan to lose that game, as well as this would have technically been home field advantage for them here in Detroit, Michigan. Mississippi State with the quick score. 2 quick scores going up 14-0. Kent State, however, threatening here beginning of the second quarter, and a great defensive stand by Mississippi State to only let up a field goal 14-3 in favor of the Bulldogs. Kent State a touchdown and a field goal 14-13. And a late touchdown from Mississippi State going up 21-13 at the half. Kent State scores a touchdown but misses the 2-point, 21-19. Heading into the fourth quarter, we are in for a good finish here. Kent State goes down, kicks a field goal, takes the lead 22-21. Kent State scores a touchdown going up 8, 29-21. Can Mississippi State go down and tie this game up late? The simulated play was a 7-yard rush. Mississippi State on the field. Back to pass. Across the middle, he had a man, and it's knocked away by Sherald. 3rd and 3. In the shotgun, 2 receivers to either side. Back to pass. Has an out route, gets his man, pushed out of bounds. That stops the clock with 1:39. Rodgers hands it off up the middle. Gets ahead for around 5. 3 receivers to the right of Rodgers. Probably will look that way. He's going to take off with it. He's going to get ahead for the first and a little bit more. 10 yards for Will Rogers on the scramble. And it's going to be a screen. He's got some blocks. Gets ahead for around 4 is Dylan Johnson. A minute left. Need the touchdown and the 2-point conversion here. And it's going to be a handoff up the middle. Getting ahead for 3, and that's going to be the first timeout for Mississippi State. Can Mike Leach's team tie this game up late? Back to pass is Rodgers. Looking across the middle. He's got a man. Makes a few people miss. And another timeout from Mississippi State. 42 seconds remain as they are inside the 25. Rodgers back to pass. Throws it to the outside. Has a man. Steps out of bounds after a 7-yard gain. 39 seconds left. 2nd and 3 for the Bulldogs. Back to pass, not sending many. They contain Rodgers as he tries to scramble, and he's sacked for a loss of 5. Clock is moving, under 30 seconds to go. Back to pass. Rodgers has a man in the end zone, and he misses him. Overthrown, 4th and 8. This is the game. Rodgers in the shotgun with the running back to his left. 3 receivers also to his left. 1 to the right. Back to pass. Throws it short, breaks a tackle, and that's going to be it, as 16th seed Kent State is going to move on to the Sweet 16. I didn't think I'd be saying this at this point, but this next game is 4th seeded Iowa taking on 12th seed Auburn. Winner moving on to play 16th seed Kent State in the Sweet 16. Now Kent State has a win over a top Big Ten school and an SEC school now. Going to be playing another SEC or Big Ten school, depending on the outcome of this game. Auburn gets on the board first, 7-0. Auburn now up 14-0 going into the second quarter. Iowa was driving, but they fumbled. Auburn now up 21-0. Make it 24-0 at the half. 12 seed Auburn over 4 seed Iowa. They are dominating. Iowa's going to need a massive comeback. 24-8 now as they get the touchdown and the 2-point going into the fourth. Auburn puts up another touchdown, however, 31-8. Iowa's offense, just like in real life, just not there. As Auburn scores again, 38-8. This game is all but over, as Auburn will be moving on to play Kent State in the Sweet 16. After a 41-15 win, the Tigers are moving on. Now in the Sweet 16, we have a matchup of 2 double-digit seeds. For our next part, we got the 3-seeded Michigan State Spartans taking on the 11-seed Washington State Cougars. 2 teams that I actually enjoy. Obviously, Michigan State more so than anybody. I've always been a little bit partial to Washington State, but Obviously rooting for a Michigan State win here. Who will move on to playing the Sweet 16? Michigan State will win the toss. Hearing go green, go white chants here at Albertson Field, which is nice to hear even though it's much closer to Washington State. Washington State gets 3 early, then a touchdown. Michigan State scores a touchdown, but Washington State puts up another one going up 17-7. Another score from Washington State. However, Michigan State puts one up as well. And Washington State, another touchdown going up 31-17 at the half. Michigan State gets in the end zone, cutting the lead to 7. Washington State gets a safety, going up 33-24, and it looks like they're about to score once more. They get a field goal, 36-24. Michigan State goes down and gets a touchdown, cuts the lead to 5. They need a stop here, however. They get the stop they need. Michigan State misses a field goal late, needs to stop here to get the ball back. A fumble recovered by Michigan State's Xavier Henderson for a touchdown. Michigan State goes up 37-36 here with just a minute 45 left. We're going to jump in and watch the rest of this game. Michigan State will go for 2 after that fumble. I don't know if it was a blocked punt or if the quarterback fumbled and they returned it. But it's going to be a straight give to Kenneth Walker. And he gets ahead for 2, making it a 3-point game. 39-36 in favor of the Spartans. Washington State just needs to get into field goal range to send this game to overtime. And they're going to hand it off. That's going to be Borghi ahead for around 4. DeLaura back to pass. Finds a man wide open across the middle. That's Borghi ahead for 11. Clock is running. They decide not to hurry it up again. They have all 3 timeouts to work with. DeLaura back to pass. He's going to tuck it and run. And he's sacked by Jalen Hunt. Hunt gets his 2nd sack of the day. Surprised to see Washington State not use a timeout there. Clock still moving as we're going to be under a minute by the time he snaps this. Back to pass. It's a screen. He's got a man. Not going to get much. Only 3. And here comes a timeout from Washington State. 3rd and 11. Huge play here. 5 of 14 on 3rd downs. Back to pass. Michigan State sending pressure. He's looking deep. And that pass is nowhere. 4th and 11. The game on the line. Can Washington State get this first and extend this game? Back to pass. Under pressure. Throws it away. Nearly sacked. And Michigan State looks like they will survive. It's going to be a give to Kenneth Walker. He's going to get ahead for the first. And that will do it. What a game by Michigan State to come back and win that game. However, next up, a very even matchup between the Baylor Bears and the Wisconsin Badgers. Winner moves on to take on Michigan State at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. I don't know if we've had a matchup as even as these 2 teams in terms of overall. As Baylor will win the toss, will choose to kick, and we are in store for a very good game. It is scoreless at the end of 1. However, Wisconsin looking to score to start the 2nd quarter as they are in a goal-to-goal situation. Wisconsin strikes first, going up 7-0. Baylor responds with a touchdown of their own, tying it at 7 apiece. And at the half, 7-7, a defensive battle in this game. Baylor gets a field goal and another field goal to go up 13-7. 3rd and goal for Wisconsin from the 3. Can they score a touchdown and take the lead here to start the 4th? They do. 14-3 for the Badgers. Wisconsin misses a field goal now. Baylor scores a touchdown. Can't get the 2-point conversion. It's 19-14. Wisconsin needs a stop here. They get the stop with just a minute 8 left and no timeouts. Can they go down, score a touchdown, and win this game? In the shotgun is Mertz, backed up on his own 8. Throwing it deep. He's got a man. And a huge gain for Wisconsin there, all the way up to around the 32. And Wisconsin going to spike as they have no timeouts. Mertz back in the shotgun with 3 wide receivers to his right. Halfback and tight end to the left. Back to pass. Throwing it outside and out of bounds for his tight end Ferguson. No, they're saying he stayed in bounds. Clock is moving. 3rd and 6. Under center is Mertz. Back to pass. Throwing it across the middle. He's got a man, and he's in. Touchdown, Danny Davis. Wisconsin takes the lead late. 2-point conversion, I'm sure, is coming to take a 3-point lead. 41 seconds left. Under center is Mertz. Back to pass. Short drop back. Hits a short pass to Rucci. 3-yard reception. The 2-point is good. 22-19. 37 seconds left. Baylor has all 3 timeouts. Need to get into field goal range to force an overtime. Bohannon in the shotgun. Back to pass. Has a man deep. He gets a foot in and out of bounds. Fleek, 7 receptions for 113 today. Bohannon in the shotgun again. 2 receivers either side. Back to pass. Throwing it outside. Has a man. Gets ahead for 8 and out of bounds. It's Fleeks once more. Baylor back to pass again. Wisconsin sends pressure. He has another man on the outside. Fleeks for the 3rd straight reception. 26 seconds left. Baylor still has all 3 timeouts. They are working the sideline well. Bohannon back. He's going to tuck it. He's going to run with it. And he gets shoelaced after a 1-yard gain. Timeout Baylor. Spreading them out. Back to pass across the middle. He's got a man. Timeout Baylor. 17 seconds left after a 14-yard reception. They should be in field goal range now, but possibly thinking more here. Back to pass. Bohannon looking. Throws it across his body and incomplete. Still have 1 timeout to work with. Will they take a shot for the end zone? Back to pass. Bohannon looking. Across the middle. He's got a man. And he stopped short. 7 seconds left. 1st and goal. They're going to hurry it up here. They're going to run 1 play before the field goal attempt. No. This is going to be it. Bohannon's going to take off. He's running for it. And he's in. Touchdown Baylor. The Bears win on the last play of the game. Oh my God. What a finish. Baylor has to kick the extra point. Doesn't mean anything. Baylor wins the game 26-22 on the last play. What a game. Our next game is going to be the number 1 seed Cincinnati Bearcats taking on the 9th seeded Iowa State Cyclones. And I don't know if we're going to see a game better than that last one. I am still speechless. Can the Bearcats from the group of 5 move on to the Sweet 16? These next 2 games being played at Lincoln Financial Field, place of the Army-Navy game, which is why the end zones are what they are. Iowa State gets a quick score. Now up 10-0 over the Bearcats. Make it 17-0 over the 1-seeded Bearcats. Cincinnati scores, making it 17-7. Iowa State with the field goal, 20-7. 20-14 at the half. Cincinnati cuts lead, and they will get the ball to start the second half. Cincinnati scores a touchdown, going up 21-20, making it 28-21 going into the 4th as Iowa State gets the touchdown. Neither team getting much of offense here in the 4th quarter, and as I say that, Iowa State goes down, scores a massive touchdown. Cincinnati needs a score. They won't get it. However, they have all 3 timeouts for a chance to get the ball back. They do. And that's the game. Number 1 seed Cincinnati goes down to the Iowa State Cyclone 35-21. So Cincinnati is the second 1 seed to lose in our March Madness tournament. Next up, we have the 4th seeded BYU Cougars taking on the 5th seeded Houston Cougars. Which Cougars are the better ones? BYU starts the scoring with the field goal, and at the end of the 1st, they are nearing the end zone. Can they get in here? They do. 10-0 for BYU. Houston gets on the board with a touchdown, 10-7, make it 13-7. 20-7 at the half. BYU leads. Houston scores a touchdown in the 3rd, making it 20-14 heading into the 4th quarter. And Houston scores a touchdown after a fumble, 21-20. Houston leads the BYU Cougars. And BYU throws an interception. Houston has the ball with good field position. And another touchdown, 28-20. BYU gets a score and the 2-point conversion to tie it back up at 28 apiece. Houston, another touchdown, making it 35-28. We're going to hop in here and see if BYU can tie this game back up late. 35-28. Houston leads. BYU starting off in the I formation. It's going to be a give to the halfback. I believe it's Algier. Gets ahead for 6. 2nd and 4. Back under center. Play action this time. Hall's looking to pass. Has a man to the outside and gets it 1st down and out of bounds. Under center again is Hall. Back to pass. And he's going to get sacked. Loss of 9, 2nd and 19. Back to pass again is Hall. He's going to take off. He's only going to get ahead for 4, and it's going to be a 3rd and 15, under a minute 30. Not using one of those timeouts yet. In the shotgun. 3 receivers to his left. Back to pass. Finds a man across the middle, and he's going to be short of the 1st down. 4th and 5 for the Cougars. Clock still running. If they don't get this, it's not the end of the world as they have 3 timeouts left. Back to pass. Hall looking. Throws it, and it's picked off! In stride! And that looks to be a pick 6, and now I believe the game will be over. Pick 6 for Houston, going up 41-28 late. Starting off under center in this one, they need a quick score. Back to pass, Hall. Throwing it across the side, hits his man and out of bounds, stops the clock at 44 seconds. Under center again for Hall. Drops back. Throws it deep across the middle, and it's picked off again. And that one will do it. Houston will win this game 42-28. And we are down to our final 2 games of the round of 32. These games being played at Raymond James Stadium. Starting off with 6th seed Arkansas versus 14th seed East Carolina Pirates, who will be one of the final teams to advance to the Sweet 16. East Carolina coming off a big upset win over 3-seeded Pittsburgh, while Arkansas coming off a win over Air Force in a very close fashion, barely escaping upset. Arkansas wins the toss, will choose to kick. Eastern Carolina will start with the ball. Arkansas scores first, going up 7-0 going into the 2nd quarter. ECU ties it up at 7 and then gets another score and another, going up 21-7. Make it 21-14 and now 21-17 going into the half. Little spurts from both teams here. ECU extends their lead 28-17, make it 28-24 after a touchdown from Arkansas going into the 4th quarter. ECU gets a field goal going up 7, 31-24. ECU gets another field goal, now up 10 with just 2 minutes left. Arkansas needs some stuff to happen here. Touchdown from Arkansas. Cuts the lead to 3. They kick the onside, do not get it, however, have all 3 timeouts. ECU could have kneeled the ball out, decided to kick the field goal, misses the 53-yarder. They have 11 seconds from the 36 to try to either score a late touchdown or get into field goal range and spike the ball. Can KJ Jefferson and company get something? 5 wide but under center. Back to pass. Throws it across the middle and knocked away, targeting Traylon Burks. 7 seconds left here. 5 wide again, but under center. Back to pass is Jefferson. Has a man across the middle of the field, and that's going to be the game. ECU will win this one 34-31, upsetting another team to move on to the Sweet 16. And our final game for the day will be 2nd seed Notre Dame Fighting Irish taking on the 10th seeded UCLA Bruins. Final game at Raymond James Stadium, and our last game of the round of 32. Who will be the final team to advance to the Sweet 16 to play 14th seeded East Carolina Pirates? UCLA is coming off a dominant win over Appalachian State. Notre Dame coming off a win over Toledo by 10. Notre Dame wins the toss. They choose to kick. UCLA gets on the board first with 3. Notre Dame responds with 7. 7-3 at the end of the first. Notre Dame with another touchdown, 14-3 for the Fighting Irish. UCLA finally gets in the end zone, but lets up a field goal to Notre Dame, 17-10 at the half in favor of the Irish. UCLA scores a touchdown to tie it up at 17, but Notre Dame gets back in there, 24-17. 24-20 after a field goal from UCLA. And then another touchdown there right at the end of the third quarter for Notre Dame. 31-20, Notre Dame leads. And on the ensuing kickoff, UCLA takes it 101 yards for the touchdown, 31-28 after the 2-point conversion. Notre Dame scores another touchdown to go up 10, 38-28. UCLA needs a stop here. They allow a field goal. It's a 13-point game with just 30 seconds. And that's going to be it. 41-28. Notre Dame will move on to play East Carolina. And this is how our bracket is shaping up going in to the Sweet 16. Number 1 Alabama will face 12-seeded Western Kentucky. Surprisingly, 14-seed Tulsa moves on to play 2-seed Ole Miss. Number 1 Georgia versus 4-seeded Oregon. That's probably my game of the week for that one. 11 Miami versus Ohio State should be another good one. Kent State moves on, the 16 seed, to play 12-seeded Auburn. In my opinion, that's where their run ends, as I think Auburn will take that. Michigan State comes back to beat Washington State to move on into the Sweet 16 to take on 2nd-seeded Baylor. Another very good game to keep an eye on. 9th-seeded Iowa State will take on 5th-seeded Houston. And then East Carolina moves on to take on the 2nd seed Fighting Irish. The next video, I am shooting to have the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8. And then following that will be when you actually get to watch the full games of the Final Four and then the National Championship. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope to see you on the next one. Later.